I'm Claire from Created the Ottaway. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! In the UK. Thank you for joining me. I've got a really quick and simple little make for you this week. It is a simple gift bag that you can resize so easily. I've done it in 3 different sizes to show you. So it's just like that. It's tied together with a ribbon. Got 1, 2 and 3 sizes. And just as an added bonus, quite by accident really, if you undo it, you can store it flat. So you can get ahead of your Christmas makes, your children's party makes, your wedding favours. Make loads of them. Have a girls get together, a crafty get together and make a big stack of them. And then you can leave them to one side and just use them when you need them. All of that designer series paper that you have been hoarding, look at mine, you can use up for this practical but beautiful, I was going to say stylish. Is it stylish? You can make it stylish by how you embellish it or how you put it together. So I'm going to show you the how. Stop fiddling with that, and then you can go and make your own and then share them with me. So what do you need? I'm actually going to use some new paper out to Stampin' Up! If you're in the UK and you haven't got a Stampin' Up! Catalogue, get in touch with me at createdtheottaway at gmail.com, or you can find me on Instagram or Facebook or wherever is your favoured social media post. I am going to use some new paper that's called Season of Green and Gold. Yes, it is Christmas paper, but also not, because you can use it for other things as well. So I'm just going to quickly flick through it. It's 12 by 12. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera, but it's got gold highlights in it. It's absolutely beautiful. Lots of different colours there. You get 2 of each sheet and you can use it for everything. Now some of the patterns are quite big and they're directional, which means you need to put them on your cards or your makes one way round. Loving this checkered. There's a really nice gingham somewhere as well. Or is that it? Perhaps that's it. I thought there was another gingham as well. My mind is blown by the gold. Look at that. But you could use it definitely for wedding favours as well. So, and if you're into green, it's some beautiful colours. So I'm going to pick one. I'm going to use this one. Okay, this is one of those sheets that is any way up. So it doesn't matter which way I do it, it's still going to look okay. Now, what do I need to tell you? So all you need is just a piece of designer series paper. That is all you need. So for whatever size you want, and I've put it, the 3 sizes there, so you can screenshot that and you will be away. The largest is this one here, okay, which, have I got a ruler? Let me tell you what size the actual bag ends up. So it's about 4.5 inches by, well, about 4.5 inches square. So the actual, this front piece is 4.5 across and 4.5 down. So that is a really nice size box. And when you open them up inside, you can see there's like a little pocket in them. So you can put something in there that's square. You can even put a pair of socks. You could, in the tiny little ones, you could put a pair of earrings, anything like that. It's perfect for sweet treats, all sorts of things. I'm sure that you will share with me pictures of what you've put in yours. Packets of biscuits, if you do, if you're a demonstrator and you do workshops, it will be perfect for that. I do a stamp kit club and I'm going to stand some biscuits in there and just send them off. So yeah, all sorts. So the biggest size is 4.5 by 4.5. This size is, let me see, it's about 3.5 by 3.5, so sort of an inch smaller. If I laid that on the top, it's about an inch smaller, which again is a really decent size. If I do it with Tombow glue, let's have a look. It's sort of that height of the Tombow glue. Ooh, does the Tombow glue fit in there? Yes, it does. Okay, and then the really, really diddy one, this one, that's about 2.5. So you've got a 4.5 inch bag, a 3.5 inch bag and a 2 inch bag. So for the purposes of today, I am going to run you through the middle size, the 3.5 inch bag, simply because it's easier for you to see on screen when I'm doing the folding and everything. I really like the little diddy one, but I'm going to do the size 2, the medium size one. And again, like I say, you could make this even bigger. You could do all sorts with this. If you've watched my videos before, it's a bit like the glueless envelope bag. You do it almost the same till you get to this bit, and then with that you just folded it inside and over, but with this we're keeping it open and we're just putting this edging on just so that you can hole punch and just tie it up with some pretty ribbon. You can embellish it to your heart's content. You could use some of your stash to make some lovely tags. You could put some handles on if you wanted to. It'd be quite easy to attach a handle there and there, and just loop it round. I haven't got anything with me to show you how to do that, but I'll maybe do that at the end just to show you how. But you could really adapt this in so many ways, but I really love the fact that you can make it ahead of time and then store it. So that's enough talking. Let's have you screenshot that. Ta-da! Okay, let's make this together. So I am using this paper. I think I want the gold on the outside and the green on the inside. Like I say, it's any way up, so it doesn't matter how I cut it. I've got my paper trimmer and I need a piece of paper that is 6 3/8 by 8 1/4. So I'm just going to cut it off at 6 3/8. Now it just happens that on this Stampin' Up trimmer, 6 3/8 is really tricky because it's right on the edge there. So not in the bend, just right on that piece there. So 6 3/8, I'm just going to do it almost up to the line. Okay, just like that. Okay, so that's going to go out of the way. And it needs to be by 8 1/4. So you will need, will this fit on a, I think it would fit actually on an A4 sheet of card. Yes, of course it would. So you could do this with an A4 sheet of card. You don't have to cut into your beautiful paper. You'd get a slightly sturdier gift bag as well if you used card. So that's what I should have done, isn't it? I should have done one in card. Okay. So you end up with a nice piece like that. So you want the shorter end at the top. If you screenshot my sizes, you will know that the centimetres are on there as well. So don't panic. I'm talking in inches, but there are centimetres as well. So 6 3/4 by 8 1/4 or 16.2 centimetres by 21. Okay, on the short side, we are going to score on either side at 1.5 inches. So remember, we're scoring, not cutting, so we get that cutting blade out of the way. Okay, and I'm going to flip it round because it's just as easy to do it that way. 1.5, all the way down, like that. So what that means is you've got a piece that folds over like that. Okay, now we're going to flip it again onto its side, and this time we're going to do 3 score lines in the middle. Then these need to be at 3 3/8. So 3 3/8, 4 1/8, and 4 7/8. So my videos lately have been quite long. I say long, I don't do too long a video, but they've been sort of 35-40 minutes. And that's quite a long time to sit and listen to me waffle, so I was determined to do a short one this week. So I'm just going to fold those over so you can see. So there's 3 lines that are across the middle, and that sort of gives you the bottom of your bag. Can you see, like that? Okay, I'm going to move the trimmer out of the way because we don't need that anymore. And then what you can see is there's like a big long rectangle here and here, and we're going to fold this paper so you get a line from this piece over to here. Now that sounds really tricky, doesn't it? Trying to think, how can I best show you? So this, I've got a pencil. So we are hoping to get a line from here over to here somewhere, okay? So I'm using this line, this first score line as my guide, and I'm pushing it up and bending it over. So I want this piece here, this score line here, this first one, to join up with that score line there. So I feel like I need to do it upside down so you can see. So can you see? I've just brought it over from there to there. And when I'm happy that it's lined up, I'm just going to crease that side there just with my thumb. Okay? And then I'm going to move it inwards and crease it back and crease it on the inside, because that's actually where I want it to go. And it gives you that sort of box effect. So hopefully you can see that. And we're going to repeat it on the other side. So again, this line here, this first score line here, is going to meet up with this score line here. So I just help it, like so. Fold it over there. And then I fold it in and fold it back. So now what I've got is that little shape, okay? So just like that. And there's a crease line in the middle there. So can you see how it's going to join up at the top? And that is it. We repeat it on the other side. Told you it was quick and simple. Aren't they the best? So that's going to go there. And then I just bring it in and I crease it back. Just make sure that I'm happy with that it's all lined up. Okay, so you're not gluing anything down at this stage. And the last one, so I bring it up there to there, and then bring it in, fold it back and crease it on the inside. So it really gives your paper the idea of where you want it to be, okay? So now what happens is if I just tuck those bits in, you can see that there is that shape, okay? So it's like that. Really simple, but folds flat. Okay, feel like I need to say ta-da. Okay, so unlike the glueless one, what we're going to do is glue these sides down because we don't want them flapping about. So this bit here, up until that triangle, don't glue that triangle, just glue this bit. Oh, goodness me, that is a lot of glue. That's come out loads. I don't really want all of that because it will spurt out everywhere. I'm just going to use that and wipe that on my cloth. And then I'm going to do the bottom one at the same time. So it's sort of a bit of a rectangle with a diagonal on it, if that makes sense. And then what you're going to do is fold that over, but only press down where your glue is. Okay, so just on there, this bit should be able to come up and shouldn't have any glue on it. Okay, so you can see that bit's not glued, but this bit is. Okay, and when you're happy, fold it and see what happens. Look, there you go. Now we're going to do the other side exactly the same. And do them at the same time because it's really hard to fold it over and glue it when one's done and one side is done and one side isn't. So exactly the same again. You're pressing it down, you're making sure that that bit's done, making sure that this bit's done, but also checking that it opens like that. Look at that, we're nearly there. I know, can you believe how quick it is? So you can see how big that is, that you can put something straight in there, all sorts of bits, sweet treats, all sorts. So the last bit, just to finish it off so this goes together, we're going to put a bit of design a series paper along the top to give it a nice edge. Now, because Stampin' Up paper's two-sided, it's perfect for this because I'm going to use the other side, give it an edge, and then the inside matches the outside, and we are done. Okay, so using my piece that I cut off, I need 2 strips that are 1 inch by 1 3/8. So I know that they're 1 inch, and I know that I need to score them in half. So I'm going to score it in half first. Okay, score first at 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to cut at 1 inch. And it saves you having to fiddle about trying to score a 1 inch piece like that. Okay, so that's that. So I'm going to do another one for the other side. Score it 1/2 inch, cut at 1 inch, and that gives me those. Okay, now the size that I need them to fit on is along here. Okay, so that is 3 3/8 is going a bit far. 3 1/4 is not enough, so I'm going to do it at 3 3/8 and then trim it when it's glued in place, because that's easier than undercutting it. Okay, so 3 3/8 and 3 3/8, and then we can glue those bits on. So I'm going to put glue on the side that is the outside of the bag, and then I'm going to bring my bag in. Remember, these are glued on, so you don't have to worry about that. Try and pick that up without putting the glue on me. Remember, I said that mine are slightly longer. I'm going to join up one end so it's got a nice edge, and then I'm just going to rub it along, and I can trim that little bit off there. Okay, look at that, isn't that pretty? I'm going to do this side the same, and then I'll attach the ribbon. So again, I'm going to do one side that's exactly right, and the other side will overhang, ready for me to snip it off. I'm just going to lay that down and press, just to make sure it's all in place before I trim it. So there is a slight overhang, just there, and just there, just like that. So that's now finished. I need something to make some holes, and it's easier if I do the holes at the same time. So I'm having a little look. I could measure the middle if I want to, but I'm quite happy to do it by eye. So I'm going to do one there and one there. And I've got an old hole punch. You can use whatever you usually use to make your holes. There's one, and then I'm just making sure it's lined up again before I do the next one. I just poke those holes out, so I've got some nice holes in there, and then I need a bit of ribbon. So I've got some gold trim here, and I want it to be big enough for a bow, so I'm going to just cut a piece off, thread it through. Okay, and then the hard bit is doing the bow. What do you do with your bows? Do you find them hard? Sometimes you can do them. I've tried all sorts of things. Watch loads of different techniques, and just sometimes you can do it perfect. You have a little run of doing good bows all the time, and then when you really need a good bow, no. It's just the joy of crafting, isn't it? Okay, so that bit's going through there. This is a slightly different ribbon because it's more like a twine than a ribbon. Okay, and I've got a few things that I'm going to make a tag out of. So I've used the Ooh, what is it called? Why did I put that the wrong way around? Spotlight on Nature dies. So you get all these different circles in it. And then I've used a bow. So I've used those two for this size bag. And I've got a little bow that is out of the Wanted to Say dies. Okay, and that makes that really lovely bow there. So that's going to be my tag. That's going to go on. So I'm just going to put that on with a dimensional. I'm not doing any stamping on this. It's a super quick and easy make. That's just going to go on there. A bit of glue on here. Be careful because there's a lot of glue coming out where it's so new. Like so. And that is going to go on there. So what I'm going to do is make a little taggy bit with the little piece that I cut off the end. Okay, let's see if we can do that. So it's just a scrap that was lying. I want it to go there and there. And then that ties it in with the card. Oh, look at my ribbon. It's moved. Wasn't paying attention, was I? There you go. Okay, so that, now, is that going to go through? I didn't check that. Sure it will. Ta-da! Look at that! That's a sense of achievement, honestly. Okay, tie that on, do a little bow. We are done. Don't look at the bow. But there you go. There's my little gift bag. It's the medium size and I am very happy with that, and even happier that I can fold it down flat until I'm ready to use it. So I hope you've enjoyed that tutorial. I hope you give the different sizes a go. Which size is your favourite? I'm leaning towards the tiny little diddy one, but actually this is a good size, really good size, because it's sort of in the middle, isn't it? The 3.5 inch side. Anyway, enough waffle. Let me know what you think. If you have a go at this, please do share a picture with me because I love to see it. If you're in the UK and you love the products I'm using, please shop with me at createdtheottaway.co.uk and select the tab. Thanks for watching. Happy crafting!